Let's get into the next mission. So to do so, I just have to request a mission. This first one's done. 1 of 10. So next I request a mission. This time she says, blah blah blah, angels have kidnapped one of the miners and are demanding a hostage swap. They want the one responsible for their comrades' deaths, which would be me, and apparently they have no idea you're a train capsulaire. Ooh. Go teach them a permanent lesson. Well, you're a bloodthirsty one, aren't you, Fyka? I suggest you equip a shield booster or armor repairer. Okay. Oh, and the reward for this is what I've really been looking for. So we've got to kill the pirates, and they are Angel Pirates. Angel Cartel. Same as before, but the reward is a slasher, and that is a ship that I've been wanting. And then the bonus reward, if we complete it within 4 hours 12 minutes, is 172k. So before I accept that, I just want to do two things. Have a look at the... So she suggested that I attach a shield booster or armor repairer, but they haven't given me one. Unless it was this. How long's the train? 17-minute training on that. Yeah. I can see if I can get away without it. But I might train that. It is one of the Magic 14, so I'm going to need it. Let's have a look. Shields. Shield operations. So this is the one that they want me to have, right? Shield operation. So I've got enough money. Well, yeah, I do, right? I've got 252,000. So let's buy and train. 71,500. Yes. So now you see the money goes out. The boxes appear where it was these pips, and now I can train this skill. So let's drag shield operation into my queue. I'll drag it before small projectile turret, otherwise it wouldn't train because that's running over 24 hours. So I'm now training shield operation 1. I'll risk it. Alright, so I mean no, I can't really. I don't think I can fit that in my ship until it's trained. I won't be able to use it, I'm sure, until it's trained. Let's just have a look. So if I try to drag this in, it should give me a... Yeah. Unable to bring it online because you haven't learned the skill. So I'll just take it back out again. And I'll just risk it. We'll just fly out there. So hold on. Kinetic and EM damage. So what's my range at the moment? It is 6,400, and if I unfit, remove the charge. So I've got my raw gun, which is 5,800 and 920 meters. If I equip EMP rounds, that's going to go to optimum 460, but my fall off is 5,400, and the damage that I would do is a lot more. So I'm going to go with the EMP. I'll drag those EMP into my cargo bay. So I've got both type of rounds in there now. I will drag all of those carbonized lead in there as well. And then if you drag one lot of an item onto another, it just combines them together. So I'm going to start with EMP rounds and see how I go. If I start getting the crap kicked out of me, I'll warp away. None of these guys have any tackle, so if I die it would be pretty bad. But so we'll see how we go. Otherwise I've got 4 hours 12 minutes to complete it, so my skill training will be finished by then, but maybe I can handle these guys. Okay, let's just accept this mission and close that, undock. See if we can live. Combat tab. Warp to location.
Warp drive active.
I don't know how many bad guys are in here, or how many waves there are. You'll often find waves come, so don't be surprised if you kill some guys and then some more guys appear. That's just how they work in NPC combats like this. You will have waves of NPCs, so don't be scared if that happens. So at the moment there's 3 guys in there. They're hijackers. These guys weren't particularly bad last time I fought them. So you will only be able to do anything once you exit warp, so I'll just start approaching this guy and I'll put my afterburner on. So obviously I'm going to have to loot something to get some civilians. I didn't read that properly, obviously. So I will just approach him at an angle. Just increase my angular velocity a little bit, make me slightly more difficult to hit. Zoom out. Where's that third one? He's up there. Okay. So I'm going to now target some guys. So this guy here is going to be the one that I'm going to try and orbit. I'm going to pop into an orbit against him right now. See if I can target that one. I'm going to hit F1 and start shooting this guy. That's pretty easy. Let's try and pop into an orbit against him. Hit F1 again, and I control click that guy in there because he's within my targeting range now. These guys are falling pretty easy. Let's hit approach. He's turning. I'm going to go in there and I'll hit orbit pretty soon. And then F1. Yeah, these guys are falling pretty hard. And here's the second wave. I should be able to target both of those guys. I'll approach one. Not sure where they are. They're over here. I'll change my path to here, which is kind of intercepting as to where he looked like he was going. Yeah, I'm getting close enough to orbit, and I'm going to orbit him, and I'm going to hit F1. And then same thing here, orbit him, hit F1. I'm not taking much damage, so there's not a heap of stuff going in here, and it doesn't look like I have oh, now is this one of these? Oh yeah, okay. So this is a mission where they just basically teleported the civilians into my cargo hold. So I thought that I was going to have to click on the loot and see if there was a cargo container in here and get the civilians that way, but he's just been teleported into my container, so I will, it's not a problem. I'll turn the afterburner off, hit dock. Too easy. You might have to equip a shield booster, come on. Too easy. And these early missions, they are pretty damn easy too. You shouldn't get into a lot of trouble as long as you sort of follow the procedures. If you do get into trouble, click on something. So if we were in combat, maybe there'd be the sun, star, or even a Stargate or something like that, and warp to it. If your shields are worn down and your armor's worn down and you're into structure, yeah, warp out. But that shouldn't happen really here with these early missions. I can start a conversation with Fyka and complete the mission. Standings go up again, money comes into the account. These are some activity trackers. Sometimes you do get this screen that pops up in the way and just causes some issues. Just fold that up again. Yeah, she's just sitting there. It's just annoying. And then we'll go into here, and you'll see in the ship hanger, I have a little red dot. So if I click on my ship hanger, there's my Reaper that I'm in at the moment, and here is my slasher. Now, a very important thing to note is that when you get a ship appear in your hangar for the first time, and you'll see this if there's a little number next to it, what it means is that the ship is basically boxed up in a cargo container, and you have to assemble it first before you can use it. So I'm going to right click on this icon, and you'll see here that there's no option for me to make active. So if I right click here, well, there's not going to be any option because I'm in it. So there is an option to leave ship. If I press that, I would leave the Reaper and I would be in my capsule. So I'll just do that just to show you what that looks like. So I've left my ship, there's my capsule. This is what's inside, this is what you're inside. And then this capsule goes inside ships. So if you get blown up, it's called being podded, and your pod will still be alive in space, giving you an opportunity to warp away. If they manage to target and blow up your capsule, then you have been pod killed, and your dead frozen corpse will appear out in space, and you will appear back in your home system, the system which is set as your home system. So I can set this as my home station so that if I do get pod killed, my consciousness will be reanimated in this station rather than the original station that I started out in. So I will actually do that. I'll set this as my home station. Oh, actually I might not do it. It costs 100,000 ISK, which normally is not that much, but I don't have heaps, so nah, it doesn't matter. I'll just appear a few systems away, so it's not that big of a deal. And you'll always have a Corvette, so they never leave you stranded in a station where you have absolutely no ship. You can always activate a Corvette if you're in a station. Anyway, let's assemble the ship. So again, that's right click, assemble ship, and now Tempest VulfGod's slasher. And let's get in it. So I'm going to right click and go make active. That is a pretty ship. That is a pretty ship. So this is my new ship. And when it flies, it looks really awesome. It's kind of a little bit like a sort of an X-Wing. It's like a cross between an X-Wing and a TIE fighter sort of thing. It's pretty cool. Anyway, alright, so I'm going to actually need to get back into my Corvette because I forgot that all of my crap is still equipped. So I'll just have to take that out and we'll put it into the slasher, and then we've got a new ship that we can fly around in, which will be pretty cool. If you're a different race, you'll have a different ship from this. But these are the fast ships. These are the tackle ships. So I will unfit those guns. Clear the module group. Yes, please. Okay, and I'll unfit that as well. So take that out, and then I will click on item hanger. I'm going to drag the afterburner out as well because I want that. And then I'll click on the ship hanger again. I'll right click on my slasher, make it active. Takes a few seconds, it'll fly into the bay, and then this will update here. Click on my item hanger once again, go to my 125mm Gatlings. Now this ship has 4 high slots, 4 mid slots, which is really good, 2 low slots, and it's got rig slots, which I won't explain right now, but we'll get to later. But basically I've got 4 high slots, and I've got 3 turret hard points, which means I can equip 3 weapons. And I happen to have 3 weapons. So I'm going to equip all of these, not the civilian, because that's crappy. I'll equip these 3 Gatlings. And EMP. Oh, so I've still got some stuff in the hull of the Reaper, but I can click on that and I can select that and actually just drag that straight into the Slasher's hull. And then I had some other, I'll just drag this in here as well, just so we've got all the ammo in there. So I'll put, is that the only afterburner? It's the only afterburner I've got, a crappy afterburner, civilian afterburner. I'll drag that in here. And I will equip the ammo. I think I'll use the EMP stuff, even though it's close range. We're now much faster. We can get in and do a fair bit. And so I'm going to unfold these, which give me some information. There's the update that Angel Cartel don't like me. I'm so sad about that. So in here, just very quickly, I'm going to go over this in more detail properly at a later stage, but important things to note, I am cap stable at the moment, which means that my capacitor is not going to run out. I can run all of my modules and my capacitor is not going to burn out. Its recharge rate is going to compensate for how much energy I will use. I've got 44 DPS, which is, compared to what I had just before, it's pretty damn good. We've got 1600 effective hit points across shields, armor, and structure, which is actually a pretty low amount, but it's probably a hell of a lot more than what we had in that Corvette. Other key things, my signature range is nice and small at 30 meters. That's how easy it is for other ships to target you. My speed is 516 without an afterburner. Okay, that's
training completed.
Strange. I've got a 3.3 second align time. Oh, my skill training is complete. Cool. Okay, so that means that we can now drag this little shield booster in to our ship as well. And you see that this makes us cap unstable, which we don't have to worry about. It just means if I've got everything running at once, I can only have everything running for 1 minute and 2 seconds before my cap will burn out. So it would mean that I would either need to burst, use my afterburner or my shield booster. Now, there are skills that you can acquire which make you much more efficient at using capacitor, and as we gain those skills, these sorts of issues will become less significant. So let's just have a look here. If I click on this little shield, it will tell my passive shield recharges 1 hit point per second, but I've now got a shield booster, which means that if I've got this running, I regenerate 15 shield hit points per second. So 15 times as effective as just having it passively running. And the other key thing down here is that we have 600, the ship's value is 626,000 ISK, which is what I'd expect. Okay, so we will start to gain some more things to put in these slots as time goes by. For the time being, let's close this down and close this down. So we'll do, before we accept a new mission, let's do one last thing, which is generally a smart thing to do, and that is go back to our ship hangar, select our slasher, right click on it and insure it, just in case it gets blown up. It gives you some warnings about insurance terms here. I'll accept those. And I can insure it for a low amount or for 293,000. I'm going to insure it for basic because, yeah, I'm not super worried about losing it. If I do lose it, it's not going to be a big deal. I don't expect to lose it, to be honest. not easily, not easily. So let's just go up here. Insurance, skill training completed, standing decreased, sweet as. We'll go back. So this is another way that you can access the agent. So Fyka can be found in here. I can just click on this little talkie icon, start a conversation with her, and we'll move on to our cash flow for capsules 3 of 10.
Skill training completed.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by donating Plex in-game using your Plex Vault. If you are not able to give Plex, you can donate ISK. If you do donate, please make sure to flick me an email and make your donations to Exalted. That's EXZOLTED. Thanks.